The anime kicks off in a laboratory filled with animals being used as test subjects. Surprise, surprise, the place gets ambushed by a group calling themselves the Animal Liberation Alliance. The police show up to ask what these guys are up to, but quickly realize their gear is just cheap toys compared to the heavy artillery the masked youths are packing. Completely outclassed, the cops immediately receive a warning: don't move, anyone who steps out of line is toast. One of the intruders even claims he almost shot the wrong person, then apologizes profusely, saying he was so scared he nearly wet his pants. Right after that, the group successfully rescues all the animals in the lab. Before taking off, one guy boasts loudly that this alliance will put an end to the cruel experiments here. However, mid-hype, a member yells, "Wait, hold up a second, something is wrong." They find a baby chimpanzee that's been shot, gasping for air and covered in blood. Furious, they think this is also part of the experiment. Just as they are about to curse, they realize the chimp is having a miscarriage. If they don't act, both the mother and baby are done for. But life isn't a dream. Their teammates report that the cops have been called, and they need to skedaddle immediately. Desperate, one young man decides to carry the chimp with him, dropping a philosophy bomb that he can't leave a fragile life in the hands of people who treat animal protection laws like toilet paper. Scene change to a hospital. The delivery is a massive success, and the baby is born healthy. After examining him thoroughly, the doctor discovers the baby is a limited edition item, a cross between a chimpanzee and a human, called a Humanzee. The anime then drops some lore about the world, mentioning that in 1850, Charles Darwin published On the Origin of Species and all that. Fast forward a few years, we meet Hannah, the woman responsible for raising the main character, Charlie, the hybrid youth. She is worried sick because her son disappeared into the woods and is about to be late for school. Hannah screams his name until Charlie appears, calling her mom and calling the guy next to her dad. Turns out Charlie was adopted when he was tiny and treated like their own biological child. Hannah tells him to respect everyone and tone down his behavior, no more swinging from branch to branch like usual. The dad asks if he's scared for his first day of school, but Charlie is nonchalant, believing today will be awesome. When they get to the school gate, Hannah worries again, asking if he's okay. They decided to send him here so he could have a normal life, make friends, and study like any other comrade. Before saying bye-bye, the mom tells him to behave, while the dad reassures his wife, telling her to trust their precious son. Just stepping into the school, Charlie steals the spotlight immediately. Rumors fly faster than fiber optic internet, people start calling him the Ape-man. Things get even more lively when they find out he's the son of Dr. Grossman and a chimpanzee. Curiosity levels max out when they learn he once visited the White House. Ignoring the noise, Charlie remains polite to everyone in class, treating the whispers and staring eyes like air. In another development, a group of girls thinks Charlie is super cute, saying if he had Instagram, he'd have 1 million followers. One girl suggests inviting Charlie to their group for some virtual living photos, and the whole group agrees. But a boy is scared, saying he'll pass, because he read somewhere that chimps can lift 300 kilograms, so if you mess with him, you're wrecked. Later, a bunch of students gather to watch the drama because a cat is stuck high up in a tree. The branch looks like it's about to snap. Some kids even suggest calling an ambulance or the TV station for the drama. Suddenly, a girl appears trying to be a hero and save the cat. Everyone tells her to stop showing off, but she ignores them. Her name is Lucy, known as the school nerd. Everyone watches to see if she can actually do anything. The cat is panicking, hesitant to trust humans, but then crawls closer. Suddenly, Lucy slips, but luckily she manages to hang onto the branch. The students below yell at her to get down, saying falling would be super embarrassing in front of everyone. The problem is the branch starts cracking, and Charlie, with ears like radar, spots the danger from afar. In a split second, he leaps through the window, catching both Lucy and the cat before tragedy strikes. The whole crowd is jaw-dropped, pulling out phones to record for TikTok because it was too magical. Before Lucy can even thank him, Charlie drops a calm line saying the cat is fine, then hands it back to her. That scene leaves everyone stunned. Some say he really looks like a chimp. One boy can't process it, saying a normal chimp couldn't even do that. This Charlie guy is like a creature from another universe. The scene shifts to the cafeteria where Charlie is eating lunch. Lucy gathers all her courage to ask if the seat is taken. Charlie hesitates a bit, then says sit wherever. Sitting down, Lucy brings up philosophy to chat, asking about a philosopher's question: what is it like to be a bat? How does a bat view the world? She concludes that to know, you have to turn into a bat. Charlie understands her point, tells her to ask away. Lucy confesses she wants to know if being a hybrid feels cool and if he sees life differently from normal people. Charlie replies that he always asks himself what it feels like to be human. Lucy is as happy as if she won the lottery, asks to be friends, and Charlie closes the deal. Then she explains she presented Charlie's situation to the school board to find a suitable place for him. Just then, 2 girls run up asking for a photo with Charlie. He says okay. They see his plate is full of veggies, asking if he doesn't eat meat. Charlie says he doesn't know if he ever has since his parents are vegan, so he just follows along. Suddenly, a guy named Aussie appears with a jerk attitude, starting to mock Charlie. The girls try to stop him, but Aussie is aggressive. The reason is his family's business is slow lately or something, so he's grumpy. Aussie drops a trap question: if you vegans love animals so much, if a rat with a terminal disease bites you, and only one life can be saved, what do you do? Charlie replies savagely, I kill the rat. Aussie is dumbfounded, saying he thought vegans considered rat lives equal to human lives. Charlie replies, if I don't kill it, I die, right? Aussie starts screaming for the whole village to hear, saying that in the end, vegans are no different from meat eaters. A blonde guy tells Aussie to get lost. Charlie ends the debate with the line, if you were the one with the disease, I'd send you to the scoreboard too. The group is shocked to the core by that answer. After school, Charlie sees his mom waiting, but upon seeing her, he turns his face and walks straight away. Lucy decides to tail Charlie, finally finding him kneeling to save a butterfly about to be eaten by a spider. Seeing that, Lucy is surprised and extremely impressed. Moments later, Charlie's mom arrives. He pretends to say he was just taking the spider's food away, but his mom rushes him, saying someone is waiting at home. As they leave, Lucy watches from afar, realizing Charlie is truly a gentle good boy. She says nothing. Just smiles secretly. Scene shifts to Charlie sitting in the car with his mom. She asks if the first day of school was fun. The boy looks clueless, like he doesn't understand the question. Then she asks if he made friends, hoping he didn't spend all day swinging on trees. Charlie says no, and the mother and son go home in silence. Next, the scene makes a hard turn to a location blown to bits, injured people everywhere. At the scene, there is a drawing of a monkey face and the signature of the alliance that caused the attack. Right after, we see a group celebrating the bombing. Someone mentions there might have been children at the scene, but the boss doesn't care. To them, this is just the beginning. War has been declared. And in war, there is no pity. Collateral damage is a daily occurrence. The boss steps up and asks how many animals were saved. The minions report they only have info on humans. Going crazy, he screams that only animals deserve pity. According to his logic, animals are born only to suffer and die at the hands of humans. Hearing this, the members start crying, sympathizing with the boss's pain. Later, a guy brings news. He says the explosion is viral on every web front and social network. Then he holds up a photo of Charlie and concludes, this kid is the next target. 15 years have passed, no more waiting. We must capture him at all costs to continue the war. End of episode 1. If you found this addictive, like and subscribe to the channel to wait for the next part. See you next week with the developments of this anime. Bye bye. Scene cuts to a group of boomers sipping iced tea on the sidewalk, peak via hey style. They're asking each other if they've caught that viral clip yet, you know, the one with that half-human, half-ape hybrid kid looking like a budget King Kong. The internet's dubbed him Charlie, aka the Ape-man, and word on the street is he's attending some low-key, mid-tier school nearby. But the real tea is that the Animal Liberation Alliance is making a comeback. One dude is completely clueless, so the other has to explain that they're the OGs who raided the lab 15 years ago to rescue Charlie. Once he realizes they're just a bunch of extremist activists, he's like, if they catch those clowns, they better throw him in jail or the psych ward. Both of them start wheezing and laughing their heads off. While the boomers are busy laughing, a mom and her family head out, but she realizes she forgot her hat. Her daughter volunteers to run back and grab it. She finds the hat, then boom. A bomb goes off, nuking the shop with the poor girl still inside. The mom starts screaming and sobbing, ready to dive into the fire, but a guy holds her back because the area is dangerous as F. The news spreads faster than a toxic ex changing their relationship status. People are already blaming vegan terrorists. Right on cue, the ALA drops a video claiming responsibility. They explain their acronym and send a keep that same energy message to the meat eaters and animal exploiters, telling everyone to listen to the cries of species oppressed by humans. At school, the students are thirsty for drama, stalking government notifications on their phones. The mastermind is definitely the ALA. The teacher tells everyone to put their phones away and focus, but literally nobody is paying attention. She explains that the ALA is the same group that found Charlie 15 years ago. They've been camping in the shadows for years, and now they've suddenly gone full aggro. Charlie's parents are stressed out of their minds and speedrun to the school to pick him up. The whole school is whispering about him. One girl gets so fed up with the gossip that she walks out, seeing Charlie leaving with his dad. But before they can bounce, the police chief pulls up out of nowhere and invites them to the office for a little tea and interrogation session. Back at home, Charlie's mom is fuming because the police chief had a major L attitude, treating her son like a terrorist even though she's a literal lawyer. Dad asks where Charlie is, and mom says he's exhausted so she sent him to sleep. Dad is worried and wants to pull Charlie out of school for good just to be safe. Hannah, the mom, defends Charlie, arguing that being a vegan or an activist doesn't mean you're a terrorism enjoyer. Bert, the dad, is more of a realist. He's worried the brain-dead internet mob will direct their smoke at innocent people and everything will go south soon. He brings up a horrific incident from 10 years ago. Right then, Charlie spawns in and drops a bombshell: I'm still going to school. At school, Charlie is being treated like an alien. Everyone suspects him of having main character ties to the terrorists. Cut to the ALA squad, who are shook that Charlie is still going to school like nothing happened despite the drama. They still can't believe he's the same fetus from that chimpanzee 15 years ago. A few of them want to go give their idol a hug, but the cops are camping the area so hard they have to cancel the plan. One guy in the group swears he'll force Charlie to join their side, giving him zero choice. Meanwhile, students are crying over their friend who got blown up. A guy named AZ sees Charlie eating lunch peacefully like a NPC and gets triggered, storming over to ask how he can be so chill right now. While everyone is busy capping about how the vegans are ruining the city, Lucy appears like a girl boss goddess, declaring that the group isn't even on Charlie's level. One guy claps back, saying they have the right to ask because of freedom of speech, and since Charlie was saved by the ALA, he's definitely SUS. Lucy is tired of the nonsense and tells Charlie to just ignore the haters, dragging him away. Later, Charlie doubles back and drops a savage line: he doesn't give a damn what they eat as long as they aren't trash people. He's vegan because he likes it, period, no need to switch up. He tells them they can go ahead and eat birds, cows, pigs, fish, or even go cannibal, he won't judge. AZ is completely shook, calling Charlie insane. Charlie enters philosophy professor mode, asking why humans aren't allowed to kill and eat each other. If the reason is to avoid causing pain, well, any animal with a nervous system feels pain too. Why are humans the limited edition exception? Another guy tries to argue some weak logic, saying humans are just built different. Charlie asks, different how exactly? Trev is stunned, his brain literally lagging. AZ realizes he's losing the debate, so he pulls the discrimination card, telling the others to stop talking to the half-human half-ape because his brain is running on a different operating system anyway. The two leave and run into a guy named Gale, a self-proclaimed ally who advises Charlie to stay low. He praises Charlie's words for being deep but tells him to GTFO before it turns into another verbal combat session. Lucy takes Charlie to their secret base meant for skipping class. Charlie is super grateful, but Lucy tells him he needs to change his home address ASAP because this town is toxic and doomed. Lucy herself is done with this place. She asks why his family hasn't moved. Charlie drops some biology facts, comparing humans to ants. From far away, they look like a unit, but up close, everyone's got a different vibe. Some are lazy, some are plotting, some just want to trade. Same DNA, but different builds. Lucy was vibing with the deep talk until Charlie pivoted to ants, leaving her a bit bruh. Charlie gets personal, saying he rarely left the house and only knew his parents and the world through books and the internet. But observing humans up close? He thinks they're interesting as F. Going to school is way better than rotting at home. Lucy starts wheezing at how salty and funny Charlie is and asks for his socials so they can be mutuals. Back home, the cops are still trailing Charlie like a stalker. A rookie cop asks why they're camping him so hard, since his own kid is a huge Charlie stan. The old boss pulls him aside to tell an internal horror story. He recalls years ago when they had 1,000 troops guarding just one chimp. Just when they're exhausted, the alarm goes off. The boss witnessed some Ohio-level craziness when a 5-year-old chimp sent 7 buff police officers straight to the hospital. The rookie cop looks like he's seen a ghost. The boss adds that those officers retired immediately after, including his best friend. The whole thing was hushed up, and Charlie vanished from the media to kill the drama. There are definitely some high-tier lawyers gatekeeping this case. The boss ends by saying he doesn't know if the kid is a terrorist, but that monster shouldn't even exist on this Earth server. Cut to Lucy at home, chatting with Charlie. Suddenly, a random stranger bumps into her, asking if she knows Charlie. Lucy goes full security mode, asking why he wants to know. The guy claims he's from the research institute. Lucy tries to ghost him and tells him to go find someone else to bother, but he grabs her attention. Lucy tries to tell him to beat it and let the water stay clear, but the guy begs her to wait. Then he asks a painfully deep question: why does an ape-man even exist in this world? Lucy gets the creeps, thinking he's a stalker. The guy calmly points to her bike with her name on it. He claims he just wants to ask a few questions, saying he's a staff member from the lab where Charlie was born and visits every year for his checkup. The guy asks if Charlie's been valid lately. Lucy honestly spills the tea, saying the reformists at school are giving him a hard time and the drama is overflowing. But Charlie is just unfazed by the chaos, not giving a single thought to the nonsense. She ends with a legendary metaphor: Charlie is like a bat, he helps her see the world through a totally different operating system. The guy nods, impressed by the answer, and then vanishes into thin air. Back at home, Lucy tells Charlie about the weird encounter. Charlie says he doesn't know the dude, but confirms he actually does work at the institute, predicting he'll show up again tomorrow. Scene shifts to Charlie's house. Mom sees him on his phone and asks who he's spilling tea with. Charlie says it's a friend. Hearing the word friend, Mom is over the moon, like, OMG, my son finally stopped being a shut-in and joined society. She's dying to know what the young couple is talking about. But she remembers she has to respect his privacy, so she tries to keep it low-key and doesn't ask to see. Charlie is totally chill about it, telling her she can look if she wants since he's got nothing to hide. The next day, Lucy gets carried to the lab. The big boss there asks her about the mystery man she met yesterday. After Lucy describes the guy, the big boss drops a reality check, stating firmly that the institute has 0 employees like that. Oh snap, it was an imposter. Things are getting sus. After that, Charlie's dad invites Lucy over for dinner because Charlie's foster mom is curious to meet the legendary friend. While they're having a good time, the dad asks if she wants to meet Eva. Lucy is confused, asking which neighbor is Eva? Charlie deadpans that she's his biological mother. When they get there, Lucy is shook to the core, her mouth wide open as she discovers the shocking truth: the mother chimp, Eva, is still very much alive.